Hi, this is Wendy with your Homegrown Agents, and we are here with Property Management, Melissa Fredrickson, another awesome ERA agent. And we have...
I'm Shonda.
Today we just want to talk about property management. Melissa has been doing this for a few years, and so she's an excellent resource as far as different questions that we have. So we're going to let Shonda start with questions.
Fantastic. Melissa, I just want to start with, lots of people might be thinking about buying properties out there and trying to manage it on their own, but coming from this particular position, what does a property manager do and how does it benefit somebody who is thinking about owning a property and renting it out?
Yeah, great question. So with property management, I always highly recommend, or just thinking about that, a property manager, that's their full-time job. They do it from sun up to sundown. They're on call overnights and on the weekends. And really, if you think about having an investment property, you're thinking of something that will earn you some money passively. So if you are always in the trenches trying to fix the water heater or collect rent, you're not really earning that money as passively. So by having a property manager that takes care of those items for you, it's a lot less stress-free. And
so I just have to ask, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, the toilet's clogged, it's overflowing. Would the property manager be the one that got called?
Yep, they will, yeah. And depending on what kind of a system they have set up, they might be able to answer right away, or it might be something they deal with later on. I know I will always show the tenant where the water shutoff is for some main features of the home so that they can deal with those until we can get to the business hours of the day and then handle it.
And then do you provide the plunger?
No, they gotta have that on their own.
Just asking. Fantastic.
So it looks like you've already kind of given us an idea of why people should use property management, or if they're going to turn their home into a rental, purposes for that. Want to rent or ruin my home? And what about pets?
Yeah, no, great questions. Those are always some that I get right up front. And the answer that I have with that is I used to do business management. And part of my role in business management is I was in charge of hiring the employees that would come on. And I found if I really asked detailed questions and I hired good people that were fit for the job, it made my job as their manager much, much easier. And the same can be applied for property management. If I really do a thorough job investigating the potential tenant and making sure that they have good rental history, good credit, and good background, they're just an overall genuinely good person, then it's going to make my job as a property manager much easier. I'm not going to have to chase them down for rent. I'm not going to have to tell them how to care for the property. They've already shown that they are that type of person and can handle that.
Okay. And does allowing pets in typically ruin a home, or I mean, I'm sure there's pros and cons, but...
Since you have a couple dog owners here.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Two now.
And I'm a pet lover myself, so there are good pet owners out there and there are not so good pet owners out there. And by being able to stay in touch with the property and the tenant and knowing what's going on inside the property, you can see if that pet is being cared for properly and not damaging the property. If they are damaging the property, that's something the tenant should be responsible for, whether that's a regular pet or even an ESA animal.
Okay.
They still are responsible for those charges and damages. And you just stay on top of it, make sure it gets paid for. They will. I had several tenants who will say, it's not worth it to have my pet anymore because it's just costing me way too much money, and they'll decide it's not for them.
So people who have the documentation for the ESA pets, regardless of whether your home is a pet owner home or not, do you have to let them rent your property?
Yeah, so it is classified as a disability, so we do require that they provide all paperwork showing that that animal is registered as an ESA animal, and that individual as a tenant requires an ESA animal for their disability.
And just for clarification, ESA is an emotional support animal.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
So thanks for that advice. We will be back next week with Melissa for more Tuesday tips. Have a great day.
Bye.